What is up, everybody? Bopalopagus here at Camp Sekani Jamboree Disc Golf Course in Spokane, Washington, and we're going to be playing a 20-hole dumb golf round today, trying to shoot 3 over. Let's get into it. We're just going to be having some fun out here today, putting down some rollers, throwing as many flick forehand turnovers as possible, and we're just going to be running absolutely everything. So, starting off on hole 1, 315-foot par 3, going with the forehand wraith today. Turn it over a little bit extra, but it does fight back to about circle's edge, 30 feet, a little bit down the hill. And we're, of course, going to be giving this one a run, trying to get our first birdie of the day. And we cash it, tries to jump out of the basket, but catches the edge, stays in, 1 down through 1, perfect start. And we're just going to be going with the same shot here on hole 2, 226-foot par 3. Going up the left gap, trying to turn it a little bit and have it fight back, but we overturn it just a touch. Kick off the tree. Got a little bit of work here, probably 150 out. Going to go flick forehand here, turn over with the A3. Decent shot. Overturn it a little bit, and we're going to have another putt from probably about 20, 22 maybe. Got to make this one to save the par. Cash that one as well. No chains needed, baby. 1 down through 2. Pretty good start. On to hole 3, 291-foot par 3. Plays uphill quite a bit. Going turnover with the destroyer here, trying to give this one a run, trying to give it the height to let it fight back at the end, maybe get it close. And it comes up just short. Flash the chains, but end up pin high, so it probably was a few feet short in the air. Gonna put the mini down for this one. Make sure we have the best look possible for the birdie. Take our time with the putt. Cash that one. 2 down through 3. Pretty good. And on to hole 4 now. 360-foot par 3, but it plays way downhill. Gonna putt down a roller here. Trying to go forehand roller with the Avenger SS. Trying to put it through the middle and just see how far we can get down the fairway. Pull it a little bit off the edge. Jumps up. Gets a little bit left, but it got a ways down there, probably 80 feet out from here, but just absolutely encompassed with bush. So don't have a clean look at the basket, but see the little flick forehand line here, straddle up around this tree in the bush. Gonna go with the range, see if we can get it out there. We're just having fun today. Give it a little flick. Comes down a little bit too hot, overturned it just a touch, which I did not think I could do there, so not mad at that, but give ourselves another circle's edge look, maybe just inside, but in the bush here as well. So want to straddle out, go back to the straddle putt, or the inline putt, but don't like it, go back to the straddle, and just don't even get it to the basket. So not a great bid there. Tap in the bogey, still 1 down through 4, which is ideal. So not upset at that one at all, but would have obviously liked to keep a par, but that one's a pretty tough par, so not mad at it. Hole 5, 332-foot par 3, going with the A5 here. Trying to get it up the gut, overturn it a little bit, just hits the tree, squares it up. If it misses that, it's probably perfect, but square it up, leave ourselves probably just outside 100 feet here. Going flick with the range, just trying to get it in between the 2 trees that are framing up the basket. Leak it a little bit right, too much hyzer on it, and we have about a 25 footer here, about the same distance as hole 2. And we cash that one as well. High right, catches in, stay 1 down through 5, so really happy with this. We have a stroke to play with here, so we're going to put down another roller. Messing with the straddle off the edge of the tee pad, but feels a little bit awkward. So we're going to go back to the normal stance, trying to put down a roller with the O zone. 269 feet, so not too far. Really just trying to stay in the fairway, but I overturn it. Hits the Tokyo Drift straight into the bush. And this is a tricky lie. I'm straddled around this bush, and I'm going with the flick forehand, just seeing if I can get it anywhere close. And I gave it the height. I wanted to stall it towards the basket, just didn't throw it quite hard enough. End up probably circle's edge again. Just inside probably, but have this to save the par. And we cash that one as well. Putter is on fire today. Hopefully that stays through the rest of the round, but feeling really good right now. On to hole 7 now, 378 foot par 3. Going forehand with the destroyer, trying to get as much distance as possible. And we just putted a touch too high, clips the branch, gets knocked pretty much straight down, but we got into the little clearing in between the middle trees. And we're going to go forehand turn over here with the A3. Trying to match the gradient of the hill on the basket. But it comes out a little bit early. Honestly, got through pretty well. We do have a look here. Going down to a knee. Trying to give this one a run. We're just having fun. So we could roll away here, but trying to give it a run at the basket. And it's such a good putt, but break it off the front basket. Roll away to about the same distance that we just putted from. So we have this from about 40 to save bogey now. Not even close with that one. But tap in our double after the roll away. Almost saved the par. That would have been a really nice putt to get, but can't be mad at it. We knew roll away was a possibility, but we're just having fun. We're playing dumb golf out here. So went for it. Got punished a little bit, but we're on to hole 8 now. 437 foot par 4. Trying to putt down another roller here with the strike. Trying to go straight up the middle. Trying to get as much distance as possible. And we just underturn it a little bit, but it's fighting through this whole time. Fighting. Got all the way down here to a clean look up at the basket. So going forehand here, not a turnover, but a flex. Trying to keep it low and use the hill as a backstop. And that one was perfect. End up about 10 feet short left, but almost a tap in for the birdie. And we cashed that one as well. Disc up there was someone looking for their disc. They pitched up, got it, but we're playing through with them. So rushing a little bit here, but 271 foot par 3, hole 9. Going force over flex with the fireball up to the left fairway. Trying to keep it down the middle. These trees are pretty tricky over here, but it somehow fights through all of them. Gets out, curls up around the basket, and leaves us with a tap-in birdie. Cash it. Back to 1 down through the front 9. Really good there. After the double bogey on 7, we were 1 over. Birdie back-to-back. Get both of the strokes back. And we're on to hole 10 now. 317 foot par 3. Just straight up the gut. Going beast flick forehand here. Just trying to keep it low. Keep it straight. On a touch of hyzer, it will turn. And we put it on a little bit of anhyzer instead, so it just burns over. Kicks off a tree. Luckily, probably a good kick, actually. Kicks pretty much straight down, and who knows how far that would have gotten left if it didn't kick. So, not upset at the tree, but leaves us in a tricky spot here. Trying to force a flick forehand here. Trying to go around the tree to the right of the basket. And we actually split the trees, get up there, leave ourselves about 20 feet deep. We're trying to hit the rocks, but we just missed them to the left. And poor camera work here, but you can see me just to the right of your screen. Got about 25 footer here up on the rocks. Save par. And break that one as well. But tap in the bogey, even through the front 10. We're playing all 20 today, so front half of the course we're even. So gonna absolutely smoke our 3 over goal if we keep this up. Going fireball here on hole 11, 288 feet. Trying to throw a turnover with it, but it's just way too overstable. feeling a little bit noodly today, and it definitely showed there. So end up way short and flex out way early. We do have a look at the basket here, so we're going to try to give this a run. And we just yank it. Ends up being a decent layup. Got about 10 feet here. Wouldn't call this a tap in for me, but should be making this one. And we do. Save the par there after the not great drive. And we're on to hole 12 now. 324-foot par 3. Plays way up the hill. Trying to go destroyer backhand here. First backhand off the tee. All the other holes have been forehand, so we're starting off the backhand on hole 12. And it's a pretty good shot. Get it up the road quite a ways and hyzer back towards the basket. Didn't get a full hold of that one. Ended up about 40 feet short. But as I'm walking down to this putt, I'm thinking, what if I just make this right now? Like, what if I just put it in the basket? And I'm thinking, of course I'm not going to, but, you know, it's a nice thought, and it's nice to feel confident in it. And then we splash it in. Get in there, baby. 40-footer for the birdie. One down through 12. On to hole 13, 228-foot par 3. And I'd say this is probably the easiest hole on the course. Just got to get past these first trees, and it's pretty much a birdie. But we overturn it a little bit. Catch the tree. Luckily, don't roll down the hill, but a little bit unfortunate there. Have a little bit of work left to do. Save the par. Go and flick forehand with the range. Trying to use the hill as a backstop again. And we just absolutely dome the branch right in front of us. Leave ourselves a tester here. Edge of circle with a little bit of a death putt. If we run it too hard, it is pretty steep behind the basket. So we're trying to just make this one in, and then there's no comebacker. But we don't do that. Does sit, luckily. Got about 8 feet here, but awkward footing. Gonna take a little bit of time before we knock that one down. Give up the birdie that we got on the last hole, but we're still even. So not upset at the score, but would have been nice to get that one at least a par. But we're on to hole 14 now, 303-foot par 3, way down the hill. Going a little flick forehand with the A3. And we hit our line, but it's a little bit too high. Catches a branch, kicks pretty much straight down right. It would have been right anyway, but lost probably 50 feet of distance. So a little bit of a tricky look here. Probably 120 feet out. Going just a little putt with the range. Trying to get it close to the basket. And it's just short. We do get it close though. Good height on it, just not the line. A little bit short. And we have this to save the par. Take the time with it, make sure we knock it down. And we just dropped it. Didn't spin it at all, just dropped it straight out of our hand. Pressure was getting to me a little bit, not gonna lie. I was feeling it. This is by far my best round through this many holes, so I was feeling the pressure a little bit. Trying not to let it get to me, trying to clear it out of my head. But we're on the hole 15, 309-foot par 3. Going forehand destroyer, just trying to hit the gap, get it flexing towards the basket. And it's just a really bad throw. Came out low and overturned. So probably not a horrible thing that it kicked the tree. Could have rolled way further away. So got work left to do here. Probably 200 plus out from the basket. Going A3, trying to throw a turnover. And we just underturn it. Good distance, but not the angle. So we have work left to save the par now. And on this walk over, give myself a stern talking to, and we're just trying to have fun out here. We're not doing anything crazy. We have strokes to play with. We're just having fun. But we have a little bit of a tricky putt here. Awkward footing, going with the straddle. And if we miss this, it's almost guaranteed to be a pretty hard comebacker. But best way to not have a comebacker is to drain the putt, baby. 40 feet out, another one. Saved the par this time, not the birdie. But that one felt really good. Got my head back in the game. Just having fun out here. So going with strike here on hole 16, 285-foot par 3. Just trying to turn this one down the middle and let it flex a little bit at the end. And it's pretty much perfect. Just overturn it a little bit, catch the last couple trees, kick right, end up about 60, maybe 70 short here, short right. So we can give this one a run. It's pretty safe behind the basket, so I'm gonna try to putt this one in, but a little bit deep. Awkward footing as well. Almost slipped, came up a little bit short, but should be a tap in par, so not mad at that. And that one slipped out of my hand, but luckily finds the chains. That one was spooky though. Would have been upset at that one, to say the absolute least. But made that one on to hole 17, 590-foot par 4. And we're just trying to putt this one in play. Throwing it down the left fairway. A little bit too low, but we fight through the trees somehow. Get back onto the road, and that's a pretty ideal drive. Probably a little bit right of where you would want to open up the forehand hyzer, but not a horrible spot. We do have a clean turnover look here, so going with the A5 this time. I think the A3 would be a little bit too overstable, so going with the A5, and we overturn that one, kick off a tree, but we do luckily keep fighting left, so got in line with the basket, about 90 feet short here, and we can give this one a run. It is pretty steep behind the basket, but we just got to come up short here and we'll be fine. And we do that. Miss on the safe side, a little bit further away than I would like. Leave ourselves about 12 feet here to save the par. Did not feel confident in this one, but take our time with it, go through the strokes, feel the motion, and that was actually a really good putt. Dead center, hit the chain I was aiming for, so save the par there, and we're still one over with 3 left to play. So we can bogey, par, and we still hit our goal. So got strokes to play with here. Hole 18, 319-foot par 3. Going range straight up the middle. There is OB deep, so you don't want to go long. And that just looked so perfect, and it just caught the tree. I was aiming for in between those trees. Just caught the right side of the left tree. Really unfortunate. Probably would have been under the basket if not. But got work to do here. Probably about 110, 120 out. Just trying to go with a little Annie putt here. And decent bit, actually. Not enough Annie. Leave ourselves about 10 feet here. Save the par. Make that one as well. Still 1 over, 2 left to play. Feeling good at this point. I would like to get one more to get to even, but not trying to get too greedy. So just keeping it calm, going force over flex with the Nuke OS here, trying to go over the tree right in the middle of your screen and have it fight back towards the basket. And we perfectly hit our line, a touch too low, catches the last Guardian and rolls the slowest roll away of all time. But catches edge, just jumps down the rocks, rolls to about 100 and maybe 120 feet here. Really unfortunate. Was a really good shot, just caught the last tree and the roll away. But we can still make a birdie here. I've thrown in from around this spot before, so going flex with the range, or not flex, but turn over with the range. Decent line, just don't give it the height. End up a little bit short. This isn't a tap in either with the elevated basket, so we got to make sure we make this one. And we do. Save the par. 1 over, going into the last hole of the course. Bringing out our 3rd backhand of the day. First backhand was hole 12 with the destroyer. Second backhand was hole 16 with the strike that caught the last tree. 3rd backhand off the tee here, going with the Wild Honey, and we get a pretty good shot out of it. I like the height, like the angle on release, but just didn't get a full hold of it, so it fought out a little bit too much at the end. but got 400 feet down here, about 210 left into the pin. And we're trying to throw another forehand turnover here. Having fun. This is my favorite shot, so we're going with it. A3. Really good line. Just a touch under turn. End up about 15 feet right, but really good power. Really good line. And we have this to go even on the day. And we break another one. But sit close, have a tap in par to go 1 over, smash the goal of 3 over. And this was a pretty good round today. Started off 2 under through 3, caught the unfortunate bogey on 4, but that one I'm honestly not mad at. Chalked that one up as a bogey pretty much every round. Really unfortunate roll away on 7, but got the strokes back on 8 and 9. Unfortunate on 10 to have a pretty bad throw there off the fairway, but got 12 and then bogeyed 13 and 14. But parred out the rest of the way, recovered mentally, and had a really good round. So really happy with that one. That one rated 204 on UDisc if anyone cares about that. So really happy with that. But I'll be back at you again next Wednesday. Thanks everybody for watching, and bop off. Shout out Mike Gesicki.